The iPhone 17 Pro Max is an absolutely wild phone. I mean, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous phone. If you're asking me, I think it's almost the iPhone perfected. But the question is it worth 1,200 US, United States dollars? And why am I already having quality control issues? Now, I have been a massive fan of iPhones. I mean, since the iPhone 1 came out, like, I absolutely was in love with them. I'm not an Android guy, and I've always wanted to try Android. I've never really gotten the chance to. So I have been in the Apple ecosystem with the iPhones forever. Now, the last few years with iPhones, it hasn't been super exciting. They've been kind of the same design, they've looked the same, they've acted the same. And so it's not really been something that's really been all that fun to talk about. However, now these new iPhones have a brand new design, which I think actually is very beautiful. A lot of people are not fans of the new designs. They think it looks ugly. I don't really think it looks ugly. It just looks like an iPhone. Like, a lot of people are just saying they don't like this new aluminum body design. They don't like the fact that it looks like it's two different materials. And a lot of people wanted to go with the iPhone Air over this because of the looks. I'm not a huge fan of the iPhone Air. If you like it, I totally get it. People really like that phone. I don't like what the trade-offs you have to do. So with the iPhone 17 Pro Max, there's a lot of really good things about it, but man, there's a few bad things about it that I don't know that I can get over. So first, let's talk about the good on this iPhone. The battery life on this thing has been absolutely insane. Like, I use my phone a lot, unfortunately, and I'm all for people, using their phone less, but I do so much of my work on my phone. For example, when I write my sermons and stuff, I can actually leave my house, go for a couple mile walk, and while I'm doing that, I can dictate my thoughts to my phone. I can have my Bible reading to me over and over with the Dwell app. Like, I use my phone for so many different things, and so I'm on it quite a bit. I would love to live a life where I just had no phone at all. I want to go back to the 90s. I want to be an Amish 90s guy, but I just don't think that's going to happen. And so the other day, I was traveling with a buddy of mine. We were out in Asheville, North Carolina, and I had this iPhone 17 Pro Max, and it performed absolutely amazing. We traveled all day. Granted, that flight's only from there to Orlando is like an hour and a half, but I had been using it all day. It was a nighttime flight. And I was actually at like 50% battery, and I just wanted to top it off a little bit. And so I ended up plugging it in for like 20 minutes, and man, it filled up so much. That was absolutely incredible. So the battery life on this is absolutely wild. You'll get to the end of your day and have like 40% left. And then when you use the fast charging, it is mind-blowing how fast charging is these days. Now, the next thing I absolutely love about the iPhone, actually it's like the whole iPhone 17 lineup, is just the ability to do this with your phone. Having that ability to go, the open gate on the 18 megapixel front facing camera, dude, it is a game changer. I'm telling you, every time I've been out with my family and somebody, or, we're out with friends or family and somebody's like, hey, let's take a selfie, my phone is the one being used because of the fact that you can do that. I mean, it's so cool to be able to just hit the button and have it go into a full 16:9 aspect ratio and just get everybody in the picture at one time. That blows my mind. Now, that's not a 17 Pro Max specific thing, but it is really great. Now, I've also really liked that on this phone, inside here is a vapor chamber. I have not one single time noticed my phone heating up, and that says something, because a few years ago with the 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max lineup, man, Apple had phones. Mine did not overheat, but boy, howdy. I made a video, and people, they just said like every other phone was just completely overheating when they were using like WhatsApp, something that doesn't take much processing power. They would use their phone for just a few minutes and it would be scorching hot, which means the battery's draining. It's just a whole mess. With this new vapor chamber, this phone is absolutely incredible for the performance that you get out of it, which is a huge deal. There's a lot of people out there that play a lot of games on their phone. I don't. I play a Clash of Clans. That's pretty much it. But a lot of people who play like Call of Duty Mobile and stuff like that, that's pretty demanding stuff. Having that vapor chamber spread the heat out, and the fact that it's an aluminum body is a really big deal. I mean, when you're gaming on this guy, the heat is right here, and it spreads out with that vapor chamber, and then the aluminum body takes that even further. And so I know you can get like phones like with little fans on your phone and stuff. That means that this whole phone essentially turns into a heat sink. So if you are somebody who's like a gamer and you just need your phone to perform long gaming sessions for a long time, the iPhone 17 Pro Max is going to be great for that. Next, let's talk about the screen on this guy. It's gorgeous, but iPhones have been gorgeous for a while. That's one of the reasons why I don't really want to talk about the screen. Is just it's like a screen perfected. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't know what all they could do to make it better. But like, as you can see, the blacks in this image or the dark parts in this image look fantastic. It's hard to see on you're watching this through YouTube's compression already. This guy's talking about the brand new Harry Potter that just came out on Audible that's got a full cast. That's incredible. But the screen is fantastic. Screens on iPhones have been fantastic for a while. So if you're going to get it because of the screen, the big screen's pretty nice. Next, let's talk about the 48 megapixels on all of these. It is pretty wild what all you can do with this phone. I did say in one of my reviews that I'm not going to be the guy, but look at that. Those are my icons right there on my computer screen because it's got an 8x zoom on it. It's not the clearest thing, but it works sometimes. I did say in my previous review that I'm never going to be the guy that gets on his phone and uses the 8x zoom to film their kid, and like the next, I said I'm not scared. I'll go up and I'll take the video of it, and then like the next day my daughter had a performance and 8x zoom actually came in handy. So each of these ones is 48 megapixels, which is fantastic. I mean, it's really nice to have that extra megapixel count. Now keep in mind though that these are still really small sensors. So people hear, oh, it's got 4K and it's 48 megapixels, all this kind of stuff. Is still a small sensor size. It does look fantastic, and the computational photography is absolutely amazing in these guys, but you will never be able to beat like a full-size sensor on a camera or like a real camera. And so if image quality is like your absolute highest priority, I think you should get a regular camera, maybe get like an APS-C camera from Sony, but for what these are, and it's a camera you have on you anyways all the time, I totally get that. These are really incredible. So now I want to talk about a few of the bad things that I don't like about this phone. One, it is pretty stinking heavy, pretty massive. I know, a lot of people, like I said, went with the iPhone Air because of the fact that the weight is so much lighter. When you hold these two phones next to each other, this is a real chonky boy. It is real heavy, but you know that getting into the Pro Max line, you're going to have the biggest, you're going to have the heaviest phone, and then you're going to add a case on it. It's going to get bigger and heavier. You know it already. But I just need to make the point, it is very large and very heavy. So make sure when you're actually using this phone or you're going to go pick this phone up, go into an Apple store and see if you can actually pick one up, hold it in your hand compared to the 17 model, because that one is perfect. The next thing we need to talk about is this speaker. The speaker on these things. This is where the quality control stuff comes in for me. I've had this phone for 1 month, maybe a month and like a week now, and one of the speakers already quit on it. Like Apple, I paid $1,200, and yes, I do have the new Apple Care 1 or whatever it is, and I've got a couple different devices on it. I can take it in, but that's so annoying to have to take in a device that you just paid this much money for to already have the little speaker on the bottom start to, stop working. That's really, really frustrating. And so I don't know what's going on this year with Apple. Do they have some quality control issues? I saw all the reports of people cleaning off the orange version of this and it kind of going from that bright, beautiful orange to a like pinkish color. It's just a weird year where I'm like, man, did Apple kind of lose the plot of, we want these items because they just work every single time. They're beautiful, of course, but man, the quality control, how does this guy 1 month in already have a broken speaker? And so that's my biggest concern right now. If Apple already has some problems with these guys, man, what happens in what happens in a year or 2 years? I mean, these phones should last you easily 5 to 7 years. Are they going to be able to keep up with the demands of everyday life? Are there components internally that are going to start breaking down faster than other years because quality control might not be up to where it used to be? And the last thing I want to talk about is just the price of these guys. Like, look at this. If you get the 17 Pro Max, it is $1,900. I like the blue one. But say, because these guys now have all the Apple Prolog or Apple Log and ProRes, you're going to need more space of storage space on these guys. Look at this, man. This, when you're getting up to like the 1 terabyte version, I'll go to this camera real quick, you probably see it a little bit better. 1 terabyte for $15.99. That's so incredibly expensive for what you're getting. I would say if you're going to be doing Apple Log and ProRes, LT or high quality, whatever it is, get yourself an external SSD because you don't want to spend $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 on a phone. So here's my conclusion. The iPhone 17 Pro Max, it is a really incredible phone. Like, nobody can deny that the iPhone has kind of become the smartphone perfected. However, some quality control issues has me a little bit concerned. I totally love that Apple has, Apple stores and their warranty, that is incredible. They're really great about all that stuff. So, not going to knock them for that. But already having some issues with this, that's a little concerning to me. Can I still recommend it? I absolutely think so. I do think Apple kind of knocked it out of the park with this phone. I do love that all of the new 17 lineup have the open gate camera kind of stuff. That's really incredible. Well done, Apple, on that. And so let me know in in the comments below, what do you think of the 17 Pro Max? Do you think it's worth your hard-earned money? Because it is a lot of money. Like this video if you found it helpful. Sub to the channel. I will see you guys in the next one.